Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G-Bear Homesteading the Desert. Here we are on the 28th of October, 2018. And I had a request to show how I put the panels up on the ceilings. And I tried to do it one-handed while holding a camera. I tried using a tripod. I kept going out of screen because I got to move around while I'm doing all of this. So this is the best I can do. Is I'm going to show you and explain to you what I've done so far. Okay, you remember I had stopped right at where the wall ends right there going across the hallway. So that's where I picked up. Now, the first piece I put up was the one right overhead here, which is a 4-foot by 8-foot piece, and it ends halfway on that metal plate there that I put at the 8-foot levels, or the 8-foot increments across the ceiling trusses or the roof trusses. And that gives me a nice wide area to work with. Now you can see the little screws in the corners here. Now that's what I use to hold it in place while adhesive is drying. And what I do is, before I cut the panel and I dry fit it, and then I use this power grab by Loctite, and I run that a good 1/2-inch heavy bead along each one of the trusses. And then I get ready to put my panel up, and I have my screw gun here, and I always have a few screws in here. I'm down to one, but I'll get more. The reason I didn't put any more was I wanted to show you the box. This is what I use right here, 8 by 3-inch truss heads. And a truss head looks like that. Okay. Now, this is not drywall, so it is not heavy at all. You can hold it up in place with one hand, no problem. When I cut my pieces, I cut them so that they actually wedge tight between the wall and the next piece, real snug. And then you can flex the panel down in the center, kind of like that shape, and then push it up until it flattens and it locks the two ends in. I always make sure that all your joints are tight. And you see I got 2 screws here at each one of the ceiling joists. And that's going to get taped along there. And then here I actually put one in the center to hold the whole panel in place while I went around and did my adjustments and got ready to fasten up other screws. So one screw in the center held that panel up in place while I was working. So like I said, these things are really lightweight. I'm surprised if a whole 4 by 8 sheet weighs 1 pound. It's very, very light. And I can carry, like, they're bulky, but I can carry 3 of them in one hand. They're that light. So nice and lightweight. Don't worry about it. They're not going to fall down on you. The screws are temporary to hold it up in place, like I said, until the adhesive dries on the trusses. And then, of course, all the joints are going to be taped also. And it's wedged tight from wall to wall. So even if one of these did fall on you, you'd just laugh because it's so lightweight. I mean, outside I have to anchor a whole sheet with a power tool or some kind, or the lightest breeze here would blow it away. So that's all there is to it. Now, see, I got a torn piece of foil there on this side, and I'm going to put a piece of tape on there before I put up my crown moldings. And I went to the store to get some crown moldings, and they were all out of the plastic 1x4s that I had before and ripped. So I got some wooden 1x2s, and these are furring strips. They're 8 foot long, and that's what I needed, was 8 pieces, 8 foot long, 64 feet. So I painted them so that they're white, and they'll look okay when I put them up there, no problem. That's the rustic look that I'm going for. And I wanted to show you that. Next, cutting this Artec. Okay, you'll find people that will tell you to use a long-bladed utility knife, one of those snap-off blade ones. Unless it's a very rigid blade, a really heavy-duty one, I wouldn't go with one of the little 3/8 inch ones. They're too flexible and you're not going to get a straight cut. Your blade wants to flex. What I like to use is a fishing fillet knife. Okay, it's very sharp. It works great. So this is my last piece that I'm going to put up over there, and I've already marked it, and I already ran the knife through it once. Now on the first run, you use a straight edge, and you're only going to go through, I would say about 3/8 of an inch deep. You just want to get a good score along there. Then you're going to go 2 more times, and you're going to press down as you go, and keep your knife on a good angle. Don't get up too tight like that. And when you cut that like that, you will get nice clean cuts like this. This is a cut edge right there. Okay. And what I do is I get it down to almost to the bottom, and then snap it like drywall, and finish my knife through to cut the foil. You can go all the way through on a single cut if you want. I tried these knives too. They're too bulky. The blade is too thick, and it drags inside when you're trying to cut. And this is the one I'm telling you, don't use these. The blade flexes too much, and you'll get a crooked cut. You'll get a cupped cut. Okay, so that all being said, I wanted to clear that up before I finish putting my ceiling in, because I'm going to stop for lunch, and then after lunch, I'm moving furniture. And I'll bet you which furniture, you can't guess which furniture I'm going to be moving, but it's going to go right there. Right there. All right. Another thing I did was I had saved the piece that I cut out for the ceiling fan. And then because heat will penetrate, or cold will penetrate through that opening until I finish sealing it up with my little box thing and that, I just stuck that up temporarily because I don't use the exhaust fan or those lights up there. I have a light right here that I can use. And that's all I need for now. For the winters and night when I take showers, and in the morning when I take showers, it's all cool enough. I don't have to worry about any of that. So I just stuck that piece in like that to give me insulation, so I don't waste heat going out through the ceiling, or get cold coming back in, or even during the day here, like right now, it's pretty hot. I have to wear a sweatband or the sweat runs down into my eyes. And that helps stop that heat transfer. So that's all. G-Bear signing off. After I tell you, don't forget to give me a thumbs up or like my video below the video here. Leave comments, leave questions. I try to answer everybody as quickly as possible. During the day, you'll have to wait for an answer sometimes, because the only time I sit down and pick up my phone is when I'm at lunch or after the workday is over. So I'm going to get that finished here. I've got a ceiling fan, I'm pretty sure, in the container that is going to go in that position right there. I'd like to get that installed today too. I also picked up the longer screws that I need, the 3-inch screws that I'm going to need. Those are 8.32 by 3-inch to put the hallway light back up. So I'll have a hallway light in here, and that uses a very small bulb in there. So it's just a subtle lighting. I could leave that on all night long, and I wouldn't have to stub my toes when I come to go to the bathroom at night, because it's right there and it just gives a subtle light in the bathroom. And again, Forever North asked me about those bulbs that were up in this fixture that I put up in there. I bought those on eBay, $2 a piece, pack of 5, $10. Geez, 2015 I think is when I bought those. And they were good old Chinese junk. They first 2 of them burnt out within 6 months' time. One of them burnt out completely. The other one, half of the LEDs burnt out on it, so it's only half the bulb it used to be. So I had 3 more of them left, so I put 2 up here, and I know there's still 1 in the container, and that's what's going to go up inside of here. And then when those burn out, then I'll get replacements for them, but I'm going to use them up. It was my $10. All right. Again, G Bear signing off.